being too nice is keeping you poor. Of course, a person's kindness shouldn't be the source of their financial misery, but unfortunately, the world we live in and the marketplaces out here sometimes do punish kind people for them being kind. The system should change them of money. And that is why in this video, I want to discuss with you 10 ways or 10 things you typically do as a nice person that keeps you poor. You are all much welcome to my channel. My name is Afagzad Sifunam. I am a finance expert and qualified accountant, making you these amazing videos about investing and making money each and every day. If you like this kind of content, down there is a button called subscribe. Kindly click that button for you to subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss any of my videos. And while you still at it, drop a like on this video. Thank you for subscribing and liking this video. Having said that, the very first way in which you are poor because of the gaps you have or you're too nice is being you don't know how to ask for what is rightfully yours. And I'm saying so because when you look out here, a number of adults don't know how to ask for money. Unfortunately, it is the money which they rightfully deserve, but they can't ask. Case in point, out here you find adults who don't even negotiate for salary because they don't want to appear like they are greedy. And yet in reality, they deserve whichever amount of salary they would have asked for. That is really keeping a chunk of adults out here poor because over years, they miss out on opportunities. They work very hard years, but even work for 10 years without a salary increment, whereas their peers are even seeing the salary double, triple, quadruple. You say it, okay? From the look of it, it might seem like you don't want to appear like you are greedy, but in reality, in the course of your career, you are going to lose millions of dollars because you are too nice. You don't know how to ask for what you rightfully deserve. And that is a shortcoming for a number of adults out there, okay? And then the second way in which you being kind is keeping you poor is that you don't know how to say no. You say yes to everything, okay? Think about it this way. At work, they are adding you additional work. You are saying yes, okay? They are telling you to volunteer to do things which the employer is being paid for. You say yes, okay? They ask you to work extra hours. You say yes, okay? They ask you to even travel for weeks, even though it's inconveniencing you and your family. You say yes. You don't know how to say no. And unfortunately, if you don't know how to say no, typically in those settings where something is contentious or a person's right is about to be infringed, they're going to pick on you. Unfortunately, that's how the system works out here. And you being too kind or too nice in those contexts, they're going to keep using you because, unfortunately, even maybe your boss or your supervisor or your manager knows you don't know how to say no. Everything they ask, you're going to say yes. Maybe it is time you think also about how you can courteously start pushing back on some of the things so that they don't throw everything on your plate and they are not paying you for the things they are throwing on your plate. Okay? And then the third way, which you are keeping poor because you are too nice, is because you do lend money which you can't afford to lose. Think about it this way. Out here, the principle when it comes to lending money, typically, you are advised to lend money which you are willing to lose. Most when it comes to friendships, you name it. Reason being, in case it gets difficult for you to recover the money, you can let go. Because you might even be like, I prefer to prioritize my friendship instead of asking back to back. But now think about it. The money which would else be using for rent, you lend. The money which would else be using for your own food, you lend. And then all these people, all these constituents who you've lent money to, disappoint you. They don't return your money. And then, unfortunately, you are a kind person. You don't ask for your money. So out here, you become a commercial bank, giving people money and they are defaulting on your money, and you don't know even how to follow up on that. Because every time the money you need or you're supposed to be saving, you're lending people. The money you're supposed to be investing, you are lending people. That is going to keep you poor, okay? And then the fourth way where you being too nice is keeping you poor is that you undercharge for your skills. Guys, out here, the marketplace has rates for different skills. And even so, in case you are seasoned, you are a seasoned professional in a given area, you are executing with excellence, you have a right to command premium rates. But then again, because you are too nice, despite being very experienced, you do not change yourself by undercharging for your skills. Case in point, there is a consultancy gig. Maybe two people are supposed to do it, okay? You and another consultant. Given you have private contracts, you even end up getting paid a quarter of what the other person is getting paid, or even in the same organization doing exactly the same kind of job. You are paid a quarter because these contracts are private and confidential. Yet, you are equally doing heavy lifting to ensure that a particular piece of work is getting done, and even so, you are achieving per excellence. Yet, you are undercharging for your skills. Maybe you need to relook at this and rightfully ask for what you think you deserve based on how you are solving people problems out here. Okay? And then the fifth way in which you being too nice is keeping you poor is that you avoid difficult money conversations. Anything which comes to or borders money, you find it difficult to discuss. Case in point, your salary. Case in point, promotion. You asking for unpaid invoices. All these things you find it difficult to discuss. Therefore, you don't follow up on your money. That is actually hurting you big time. And yet, you just establishing a simple, clear communication behavior will really assist you be able to address this challenge. You are avoiding difficult money conversations because you don't want to appear like you are a difficult person. You don't want to appear like you are money-minded. But then again, it is your money, which you rightfully deserve to either be compensated or to recover. So don't really think what people are going to think out here. If it is your money, you just ask for it. Even if it is difficult money conversation, you need to break that barrier so that the market then doesn't choose you, okay? And then the sixth way is that you keep working without recognition. Guys, let's face an interesting fact here. The sooner you understand and learn that at workplace, rewards, promotions, or even bonuses are pegged on a good chunk of it perception compared to the actual technical work being done, you'll understand and even change how you are navigating. You are working very hard, okay? You are doing everything excellently. But then again, reason being you are not visible, you don't know how to advocate for yourself, someone else is even pitching what you are doing as their own work, and even going ahead to get financial returns or rewards for what you've rightfully done. For your technical inputs, you are not recognized because you are not visible. And unfortunately, workplaces out here operate like that. They do reward perception more than the actual technical skills. Maybe you need to change the cadence in which you are engaging with your manager, your colleagues, so that the things you are doing are visible, okay? You are recognized for your effort, and ultimately, you are also compensated appropriately, okay? And then the seventh way, which you are shortchanging yourself, is that you are feeling guilty for building wealth. Guys, this is one thing which is keeping kind or nice people out there poor. You are feeling guilty for building wealth. Case in point, because you are too nice, you don't want to leave even the village which you grew up in, okay? Because you really care a lot about everyone around there, you don't want to leave that particular village. And also, you don't want to appear like you are having so much money, you are progressing compared to other people around you. You desiring to be too nice or thinking that you building wealth is going to make you look like a bad person is actually keeping you poor because you have the means, you have the mindset, you have your hands and ability to build wealth. What is holding you back? You can't be held back because you think, what do people think about when they see me building wealth? Will they think I'm greedy? Will they think I don't care about them? First and foremost, care about yourself because you feeling guilty for building wealth is not assisting you in any way, okay? And tied to that, the eighth reason as to why you being kind is keeping you poor is that you put everyone first and put yourself last. Have you found out here a very kind and nice person that even the money they are working for, they're not even spending on their own clothes. They are spending on buying everyone else clothes, their parents, their siblings, their uncles, their aunts. They are spending on catering for people's lifestyles out here. And yet, their own lifestyle, their own well-being is breaking right before their eyes. They are excessively nice that they are taking care of everyone out there except themselves. You putting everyone first is actually shortchanging yourself. And that is why I typically tell every working adult out there, you need to put yourself first, okay? Put yourself first, put your immediate family first. And I'm saying so because you being too nice, putting everyone else out there first, won't be reciprocated. When things become difficult, you're going to be on your own. That is why you need to build emergency fund. You need to ensure you are investing so that when things become hard, you still have an income. If you put everyone first out there, you are shortchanging your resources and yourself, okay? And then the ninth way in which you being kind is really hurting you is because you don't know how to establish financial boundaries. Simply put, people come to you with asks. And if you notice the pattern, they typically come to you when they have a problem. They never come to you to ask you, how are you doing? Do you have any financial challenge which we can help you on? They typically bring you their problems. They tell you they have emergencies they need to handle. And you, because you don't have financial boundaries, you do show up for them every time. Do you have a friend? Let me say a person on your phone book, not even a friend, who only reaches out to you when they have a financial challenge. They tell you about something they need to sort urgently. Hey, assist me with 10K. They haven't spoken with you for 1 year, but they have the guts to ask you that. That is so because you haven't established financial boundaries. Out here, adulthood and financial resources need to be mutually in a way that we are supporting each other. If you are just supporting people out there one way, you don't know how to establish financial boundaries, at the end, you'll end up suffering. And you're going to become poor, not because you are a bad person. It's because you are excessively helpful to a fault. Okay? And then, the 10th way in which you are remaining poor is because you mistake niceness for financial wisdom. Guys, out here, wise people combine them being generous together with financial wisdom. You can't become very nice or generous and yet you're not financially in a solid place. That is why even out here, there's levels to financial generosity. Billionaires are donating money. They are establishing, even not just donating out, and they're establishing entities which are ensuring there's control of how monies are going to benefit people out there who deserve to be benefited. They're not stupid. They're doing this because they know they need to have structure. And even so, they're doing that because they have reached a point in their financial hierarchy where they are able to unlock resources to assist ensure the world is a better place. So you can't be out there confusing you being generous and financial wisdom. They are not one and the same thing. In case you are out there pushing your money out to other people out there, you are mistaking you being nice and financial wisdom. Kindness sometimes is exploited, and unfortunately in the markets we live in out here, it is excessively exploited by unscrupulous people once they figure out you are kind. That is why you need to ensure you also check your kindness and only operate in a way that it is working for you even as you are aiming to support other people. And at the center of it, ensure you are financially wise. Don't be too kind to a fault. Guys, these are 10 ways in which kindness causes people out there financial misery. A chunk of people who are kind, they have worked very hard to even earn money, are still poor because of these 10 things are spoken about. Are you kind? Are you kind to a fault? Is that hitting onto your resources, affecting you? If it is, you need to rethink about it and fix a few things in your life based on what I've shared today. I hope this video has been useful. Look forward to catching up with you on another video next time. Bye bye and take care.